I never do this. I've very rarely ever posted. I don't think I've posted in 3 years on this TikTok. But I'm sick and tired of hearing how much of an uneducated white woman I am because I voted for Donald Trump. This uneducated white woman is going to save your baby's life someday. That uneducated white woman down the street, she's a PA at your doctor's office. Right. That man that you think is an idiot runs your nuclear power plant.
Yeah,
they're teachers, they're engineers, they're farmers, they're your blue-collar workers.
Little Miss MD here, friends, is upset that the entire country, well, I don't know, like just under half of the entire country is saying that she's uneducated. Even though she holds some sort of a degree in medicine, she thinks you ought to recognize her for her degree, along with the farmers and the blue-collar workers and the rocket scientists or some shit. She doesn't realize that her video just proved our point. Honey, you can be as smart as you want to be and have all the degrees you can possibly get, and you'll still be uneducated. If you don't understand the political system you live in, if you allow politicians to lie to your face, to degrade marginalized groups, including women. You mentioned some jobs. Let's talk about them, okay? The teachers. Teachers who voted for Donald Trump ought to know that he plans on disbanding the Department of Public Education, defunding it, no more. That means kids in schools with 504s and IEPs will no longer get the help that they need to do good in school. And on that note, he plans on taking away their tenure and the raises that they get for their time on the job and making them earn their raises on a merit system. Like, how good are students doing? Didn't you remember when I told you about those kids who have 504s and IEPs who need that sort of help? They need extra help. Well, with all that extra help gone, how is she supposed to help these kids do good in school? These are specialty things that these children will require that the federal government and their money provides. So any teacher who voted for Trump can't sit here and tell me she's educated because you just voted for your fucking demise. You talked about blue-collar workers. Well, blue-collar workers clearly were too busy working to pay attention to what Donald Trump was saying when he said that he wanted to take away unions, because that motherfucker hates unions, hates them with a passion. He and Elon joked about patting themselves on the back for firing union workers, which is a crime, by the way. Yeah, they want to take away unions. They want to give more power to the employer and take away the 40-hour work week. They're tossing around an 80-hour work week and or earning overtime at the end of the month. That's right. They want to work them to death, work blue-collar workers like dogs before they consider giving them an extra penny. I wonder if blue-collar workers know that. You mentioned the farmers. Do you mean the farmers who hire undocumented immigrants to work in their fields who will now be deported, and they will have empty fields and nobody working them? Those fields are going to shutter up, and those farmers are going to shutter up their farms, and they will be closed down for good thanks to Donald Trump. Many farmers are scared right now. You mentioned the nuclear scientists. Well, when Elon Musk gathers up all of the contracts in the entire space industry and the entire science industry, I wonder if that nuclear scientist will still have a job. There is so much that you people have overlooked and pretended wasn't an issue. Pretended he wasn't fucking 100% serious. Acted like you didn't hear it at all. You're a doctor. Let's talk about the Affordable Care Act. You know how many idiots out there are real upset and scared because they thought Obamacare was something different? They thought Obamacare was just for the black people. True story. And the Affordable Care Act, that was for them. And now that they realize they're one thing, they're pissed and they're scared. Because it was okay to take away the insurance from the black people, but coming for my insurance? Oh, hell no. Trump would never. So you can have all the degrees, you can work as hard as you want, but if you don't know what's going on in Congress, you don't know the bills that are getting passed, you don't know the people who won their elections or their backgrounds, and you vote for a man who is going to disenfranchise, jail, and or deport marginalized groups based on lies and rhetoric, and you voted for him because you don't like how this country's run and you have no idea how it was run in the first fucking place. Yes, ma'am, you are uneducated and you will continue to be in our eyes so long as this earth spins and you are on it. And this country will continue to be a national embarrassment for what just happened in that election, thanks to all you educated folk. And a few more things. I find it hard to believe that people who are educated would cast their vote for a man whose policies, whose beliefs and attitudes parallel Hitler and 1930s Germany so closely without a second thought. That you would listen to his policies where he wants to consolidate Congress's power underneath him so that he can make unilateral decisions without any checks and balances, and you think that that's okay? I find it hard to believe that educated people would allow that to happen. Do you know what that makes him? A king. This is no longer a democracy. Or when the Supreme Court handed down ultimate power, where he can do anything he wants without any form of accountability or anything stopping him, so long as he does it while he's president. And that's the truth. And that happened. And if you were educated, as much as you say you are, I find it hard to believe that the American people would vote for a man knowing these things. But you guys claim to be educated, and somehow you want fascism to rule over the land. They're coming for you, sweetheart. I noticed you're a woman. Yeah, they're coming for a national abortion ban. The Comstock Act in full effect. And if you're in medicine, you know how fucking dangerous that is. And don't lie to me and say it's not, because you fucking know it is. So tell me, little miseducated, what was so terrible about this country and how it was being run before? I bet you'll find it hard to say anything other than the groceries were so high, the gas was so high. Because everything he did was on par. Everything he did was exactly how any other normal president ought to have run it. We support our allies in Ukraine. You don't hand over a country to Russia because they demand it, and unalive babies and innocent people to do it, to take it. Ukraine is our ally. We also signed peace treaties with them and a nuclear agreement when we took all of Ukraine's nukes and handed them to Russia. We signed an agreement to protect them if Russia were to ever attack them. But little miseducated, you probably already knew that, right? So you're not going to get on here and tell me Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. That would be stupid, right? And educated people don't say stupid shit. There's a lot more we could talk about. Let me know, Little Miss MD, if you think that this is a conversation you're ready to have. I don't think you are.